I was gonna say that it feels like it has nothing to do with anyone else. Like our intention with these CDs.
Oh.
Like, so usually I think right intention is about like healing the world, or like just something philanthropic, like helping people out in some way that affects everyone positively.
Right intention has nothing to do with what goes on around you. Like, right intention has everything to do with who you are. Like, if you have right intention, it will align every aspect of you all at once. Like, when you move in the world with right intention, it sorts everything, it just aligns everything in you. Whether your world looks perfect or fucked, you will be aligned. Your whole inner will be aligned. Whether you think you have to be more present or not, you will be more present as a result, and you will be more aligned and true as a result of just having right intention. But in one sense, right intention is out of your control, and in another sense, it's the only control you really have. Because if you create for yourself right intention for anything, you will be really free, and the result will be right and free of karma. And even if you're not sure if it's right intention, but you have like a deeper sense that it is, and you just follow that anyway. Mm-hmm. Like if your mind gets involved and says, yeah, but if you have a deeper sense this is right intention, you just move with that, and then the logic comes to follow it and support it, and it builds a momentum of itself that reinforces like a new collective understanding of what it is to be right and true and free. And it has nothing to do with doing good for others or for society. It has nothing to do with that. Right intention only has to do with where it's coming from, who you truly are. And the thing with right intention is you can think I'm creating right intention, but it always comes through you. So, like, even if you think I will create right intention, where is that thought coming from? Like, it's not even you. The thought is not you. So, less you're identified with thought consciousness, more you're identified or free of identification. You're identified with consciousness itself, or moving as consciousness itself. You experience more fully the brute fullness of what it is to move with true intention. Because essentially, right and wrong intention is neither here nor there. Eventually, all that dissolves. When the personality is no longer involved, there's just true intention. And for a while, the mind still interprets that and calls it right intention. And I'm not talking literally, I'm talking metaphorically here, because the language of whatever situation will be unique to itself. But when you have true intention, you just move in the world with a higher level of understanding and knowing and clarity that has nothing to do with anything but to move true and free. And in that sense, when you move true and free, you come to the deep within you and within everything in an immediacy that transcends all your karmas of all your lives. So you move through you and through others in ways that allow you to see and understand yourself and the whole instantly. Not as a logic, but as an instant reflection of what you are moving as and residing within. And when that happens, basically you're free in all your lives all at once. You're free, like in your first life, the first life you were ever born, in a linear sense, and every life until the end of your soul makeup is complete. And so, say for once, say you have 800 lives, yeah, and your first life you're very unenlightened, and your baby soul, and you slowly get more enlightened, and then the 800th life you're like like Buddha, just totally. And say your actual reality right now is 628. You're in your 628th life. And you're like, oh shit. So when your last life and your first life come into alignment and they're fully enlightened, like say your last life is in a linear sense, it achieves to full enlightenment. When that happens, simultaneously your first life becomes fully enlightened, and all lives between become fully enlightened. But they embody the particular form that is relative to what their level of manifestation is at that time. So if your level of manifestation is to be like a conscious musician, and you will do that, and your intention will be carried in that. And if the form of your enlightenment in your 800th life is to be a Buddhic philosopher, teacher, and share that with the world, then that true manifestation will happen in that form. And if in your first life you were just like you're some thug in Afghanistan shooting at Americans, you will kill the most Americans you can ever kill. So in this sense, everything will align fully. Like your most primal experience and your most conscious flowered experience will merge in a sense. And they will merge not in one or the other, but in all the lives simultaneously. So that the whole of the system comes into perfect harmony. So that even everything, even in your 628th life, you will become a perfect harmony of enlightenment. And even in your 1st and 10th and 20th and 100th life, all of them will become fully harmonious and enlightened to their level, in the manifested form of their level of manifested created reality. So in that sense, when your final life is finished and your first life is become like synonymous. Like they become one and none. And then you're finished. Like there was never you to begin with. And when that happens, then it's just time for celebration. Just to dance. But like then you are celebrating in all your lives and not in just one life. And then even when you're like that first life, very primal, you're celebrating. Whatever the form of your celebration, you celebrate that. And then when any other life, you start to celebrate. And it's like a richness of totality. And then you're like really having a good time. And then you can go home. But until all those lives become totally in sync and whole and one and harmonious, there will be some struggle. But once that is complete, like once the filament that holds all your lives together becomes the truth that is experienced in all of them. Not like there are manifested realities in all the lives. And then in some lives when you're a younger soul, maybe you experience the freedom from the manifested reality in sport or in violence or in crime or in drugs or in higher planes of levels. You will experience it in meditation or love affairs or sex or even sport or dance or just beingness in the highest form. In the highest form, just beingness is there. But when everything comes into order, the filament of consciousness that is throughout all the lives, that is like a golden stream of pure awareness throughout all the lives, when that becomes the aligning conscious aware factor in all the lives, the manifested form takes on its highest level of potential in all the lives, and you become like unidentified from any of the forms that any of these lives come in. And when that happens, then you're just again more and more free. And when you become more and more free like that, it's just really fun again, like a celebration. And this, like I call it, a golden filament of awareness that is streaming throughout all the lives. It's like your heart, soul, beingness. And in a sense, one day you realize it's also a non-beingness. Like what you experience to be life and existence is also non-existence. And when that happens, you disappear and it disappears and all manifested form disappear. And it's like you return to source. And when you return to source, it's just like nothing ever happened to begin with. Just a profound, eternal, existential silence. So that even all universes don't even exist. And that only non-existence exists. And when that happens, it doesn't happen. And therefore, it is the greatest happening.
The golden filament you speak of.
Yeah.
When the last life is totally enlightened, the first life aligns.
No, this is the first life.
Oh, I'm looking in the... Yeah. Enlightenment takes many forms. It takes the form of a man going and shooting people, if need be. Like, if that's the form it takes that form.
Yeah.
Is it free? Is like true freedom?
Yeah.
It's true freedom.
Yeah.
It's true freedom. It's
yeah.
not suffering.
No.
Huh.
Like, why do you think these guys go do that? Like, when they're in the moment and just totally alive with that energy, they're
but
so
the whole
free.
of their life is still...
The form of their life is not looking as free as Buddha or like Krishna.
Is it?
Hmm?
Is it?
Is what?
You said it doesn't look as free.
No, it doesn't look as free.
But it is.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
So they go home after, like, war, and they go home and they're...
Yeah,
they're free.
Like I would say, you can be free in any situation, with any form of manifested reality. Arjuna, who was like the disciple of Krishna, he was a warrior. He was like going out to kill his own family, who was on the other side. I mean, I suppose it's just a scripture, so you can't believe that shit. But I mean, still, it's the Bhagavad-Gita. It's like it's talking about how this guy's going out to kill his own family. He doesn't want to. He's fighting with his destiny, and Krishna, his highest manifested reality, is saying, get out there and go do it. Krishna is saying, this is your destiny. You have to go do this, my friend. And he says, no, I don't want to kill my family. This is war. He's realized that war is pointless. And he no longer wants to be in battle, to be a warrior in that sense. And he doesn't want to fight. He knows he has to. He knows he will win the battle, and he knows he will kill his own family, and that people on his side and other side will die. But he has to do it. Krishna says, this is your destiny. You will fight this battle, and this will bring the age of darkness. And the whole humanity will go into darkness for 4,000 years. And just now we're coming out of this age of darkness.
It's fucked.
It's not fucked. It's like, this is his... He has to do this. This is his... Like, in this sense, Arjuna is the first incarnation. And Krishna is the last incarnation. And they are meeting to each other. And the highest and the lowest are meeting. And Krishna is instructing to Arjuna, this is your destiny. Don't get any spiritual ideas in your head or even right and wrong ideas. Go out and kill your family. Go out and do battle. And really be total with it. And in that totality, you find your freedom. Not in acting free. Not in pretending that it's the battle. There is no battle, or we should all lay down our arms. But also maybe between that life, there is another reality where the totality will be to go out to the American soldier and put a rose or a flower in the gun, in the shaft of the gun. And maybe that's your totality. You face the beast in the eye, and you choose to, in that moment, you choose to love something you would normally hate. And maybe that's another high manifestation of totality, of who you are, of your beingness, the core filament that's aligned with your true nature. So when you do, and when you are aligned with that, there is no limit to the form that this takes. It's just the flow of that true filament of trueness of who you are. And in that sense, there's no choice. You just surrender to life as it wants to flow through you. Not to the ideas of how life should be. Like, ideas of how life should be are basically karma.
How would one find guidance into that?
One wouldn't. One is that guidance. One is that inner alignment. So how do you look for your own inner? You stop looking for things outside of that.